Hey everyone, I'm Melissa Rose, Angela from Sleepaway Camp, and you're watching Hacks Horror Show. Yeah!
I got a 46-foot long, double-wide motherfucker behind me, and I'm hauling ass. Cause I'm here trailer gonna go down south, gonna do the things you only dreamed about. Flying south down 35, I'll be damn lucky if I make it alive. Gotta go, I'm heading for down. I'm here trailer ain't fucking around. There's a whole lot of things that are bugging me, but it makes no difference now. I see I'm gonna find me a little stretch of land. Set my trailer on the next second, gonna find little mama woman down the line. Got fan trailer, so I fast on by. I'm rolling down that open road, 110 with a wide road. Leave my troubles far behind. If I just keep pushing on down that line, there's a whole lot of best in this big world.
Alright kids, welcome back to Hack's Horror Show. Did you miss Papa Hack? Cause I sure as fuck missed you. Yeah, it's been a minute since me and you got to stay up late all by ourselves and watch some really fucked up shit. How have you been, kids? Okay, it don't really fucking matter. But anyway, like I said, welcome back to Hack's Horror Show. We're right here. We changed the fucking game on how we host horror. No more falling to obscurity, no PG-13, just real, raw, and uncut. Just like the gore I'm about to show you. I'm gonna review some gore. Everybody's been asking Hack to do some reviews or to write a script and not just fucking wing it every time I come on the air. Would you like that, kids? You like to see some gore and we review it and see what we think? Yeah, I knew you'd fucking say that. What? Hold on, kids. We don't have any gore? What we got? Oh, we got dirty movies? Okay, let's review some dirty movies. Alright. Let's go. Watch. Pay attention. Not bad. 5-star. Give it an A. Ho-ho! I didn't know you could do that. Alright, that was our review on Hack's Horror Show. Did you fucking like it? We might review some more shit. No, fuck that. Tonight, we're gonna start with a movie trailer. This movie is called Midnight. I watched it on a plane a few days ago, and it is fucking insane. This movie stars Michael Ocho Tirana, Ocho, and it is also has Gary Lee Price in it. Midnight is one of the most sickest fucking movies I ever seen. Gary Lee Price, Michael Ocho Tirana, this film is insane. Watch the trailer. After you watch the trailer, go check this shit out. Well, anyway, kids, started off right on Hack's Horror Show. Here's the trailer to Midnight.
Bless me, Father, for I have sinned.
Get away from me.
It has been 2 years since my last confession.
We thought we could give you a ride, no strings attached. That way you could avoid these lunatics.
Are you saying that you made bad confessions?
Yes, Father.
If I could ride with you as far as you're willing to take me, that'd be great.
Yeah, hop in.
Can you believe I finally went to confession?
Church is the opiate of the masses. You'll learn stuff that will open your mind.
We really do only live a couple of miles up the road. It's next to Oakmont Cemetery.
What sin were you afraid to tell?
She's not the angel that you think she is.
Good Lord. How many?
10.
You could burn in hell. You could go to hell forever for this one sin. And if you go to hell, you're going to burn like that forever and nothing ever stops the flames. They just burn and burn and burn. They never go out.
Can you hear what it said? People's dying around here.
And I renounce all my sins because I dread the loss of heaven and the pains of hell. but mostly because they have offended thee, my God, who are all good and deserving of all of my love. I ask you to amend my life.
Alright kids, did I lie to you? That trailer was insane. Just wait till you see the movie. It is dark, twisted, scary. It is so fucked up. You will absolutely love it. And Ocho, I love you, brother. Now, we have a music video. Are you ready, kids? Because it's time for tonight's badass music video. This music video is like 10 minutes long. It's like a fucking movie. This band is insane. They're fucking heavy. They're raw. They're in your face. They just made a cameo in The Hike. And if you ain't seen The Hike, you really should. I played 3 parts. The Masked Wrestler, Charlie Hodge, the old guy walking around with the fucking towel, and a damn monster. Go check out The Hike from Big and Funky Productions. I keep plugging the shit out of it. But anyway, this band is fucking insane. And right before the music video, we're going to show their GoFundMe and their Facebook and all that shit, so you can go check them out, listen to them, and all that other cool shit. You really should listen to this band. And it's great to see you again, kids. Tonight's badass music video. Boom, baby!
You always were an asshole.
ho, I told you, that band not only rocks and rolls. Death metal, it's the best shit going today. Anyway, we got to see some gore, dirty movie shit. We did our first review on Hack's Horror Show, and we got to see some titties. It was a whole lot of fun. Got to see you guys that I haven't got to see in a while. And we got to see the trailer to Midnight from Gary Lee Price. Go check him out. I'll throw some shit on the screen somewhere. Here, there, right here. Michael Ocho Torrena, the best actor out there in the world today. This fucking guy, what's he staring at? I don't know. I'm excited. I got a lot of sleep deprivation. I'm so fucking sleepy. And it is hot as fuck here in hell. But anyway, kids, it's time for tonight's scary movie. Change the background. Boom. There we go. Tonight's scary movie is Messiah of Evil. Unless those guys fucked it up again, and then it's something else that's scary, spooky or whatever. Messiah of Evil. I was hoping to get this movie out before Shudder did, but they put it out first. So watch mine, then go watch Shudder. Get the subscription. Make sure you subscribe to Psy TV where you're watching this or stealing it off the internet. Pay for it, children. Or just go take a credit card out of the mom's purse. Damn, I gotta come up with a new joke. Anyway, all bullshitting aside, trailer for Midnight, review of titties, got to see Hack again. Now we're gonna watch Messiah of Evil. It's an old movie. It stars Dick Face Johnson from the 1978 film Suck My Johnson and Suck My Johnson 2 and Suck My Johnson 3 Beyond the Johnson. I don't fucking know. It's a kick-ass movie. I hope you enjoy, kids, and it's great to see you again. Bye!
What they're doing now. They're coming here. They're waiting at the edge of the city. They're peering around buildings at night. And they're waiting. They're waiting for you. And they'll take you one by one, and no one will hear you scream. No one will hear you scream!
I went there looking for my father. He used to spend winters in Point Dune painting. Then, after my mother died, he stayed. And his letters became our only contact. Until recently, when his letters became more and more bizarre and finally stopped.
I have little time now. I can't write again. You mustn't worry. And please, you must promise not to follow me. I'm afraid to see people anymore. It's better that I wait alone for it to come.
Dogs. Stray dogs.
Doesn't sound like dogs.
Has to be. Has to be dogs. I've hunted in them woods out there. Nothing but quail and rabbits. Rabbits don't make that sound.
That's Point Dune ahead, isn't it?
Why do you want to go to Point Dune?
I'm visiting somebody there.
I can't understand why anybody would want to go to Point Dune visiting. I mean, it's just a piss poor little town. It's deader than hell.
You forgot.
Hello there. Fill her up?
$2. No knock.
Yes, sir. The machine's broke, lady. Don't you have any cash?
Well, no, but this is...
That's all right. Forget it.
Oh.
Get out! Get your stamps?
Father? Father?
June 30th. For 3 nights now, I haven't slept. I don't know how much longer I can keep this up. Visions are coming from areas of my mind that I don't understand. July 2nd. These grotesque images keep crowding in on me. At night, I find myself wandering alone in town, catching glimpses of horrid animals I know can't be there. And along the dark beach, faces haunt me. Pale women with sleepless eyes and shadowy figures staring toward the black water.
He didn't return that night. I walked along the beach in the morning, as I'm sure he must have, coming out of the nightmares he spoke of, back into the daylight. I drove into town later. It was hot already. I saw an art gallery and I thought they might know my father. The art dealer was blind. Her fingers moved like a pale spider over my face.
Joseph Lang? Do I know who he is? We do get magazines in Point Dune, which some of us can even read.
Well, I meant I'm looking for him. And I thought maybe you knew him personally.
Point Dune isn't an artist colony. I heard he did take people out there, mostly women, but they weren't from Point Dune. There were some people in this morning looking for your father, which means some people do like his brand of art.
Who were they?
I don't know. strangers. I think they're staying at the Seven Seas.
I'm as old as the hills. Mama delivered me herself. She took me from between her legs. Bloody little mess. Just about to feed me to the chickens. And Daddy said, maybe we could use a boy, Lottie. That's how I came into the world.
Excuse me. They said at the gallery that you were looking for Joseph Lang. He's my father, and I just...
Just come in and close the door.
All I want to know is if you knew...
Close the door. Go ahead, Charlie.
It's hard to remember back on things, but I remember the red moon my daddy told me about, only once. Mama gave him a bad look when he talked about it. He was only a boy himself then. He called it the blood moon. He said that was the night that he lost religion. He learned that men could do horrible things. Like animals.
I'm really hungry. I've got the munchies.
Shut up. Go ahead, Charlie. What about the moon?
100 years ago, the moon started turning red up in the sky and things began to happen. It was like the red of the moon got up there, the closer the people were being jerked toward hell. Or the people started bleeding out of control. They found children eating raw meat. It was like the town was festering with an open sore until the night that they came down out of the canyon. And
who came down, Charlie?
I gotta go.
Charlie. Take the wine, Charlie.
Well, thanks for your kindly hospitality.
I'm looking for my father. Do you know him?
I know of him.
They told me at the gallery.
We drove by the gallery this morning. I happened to see one of your father's works in the window. I didn't know that he lived here.
They didn't have any of his paintings there.
Well, that's popularity. Because they did this morning. I offered to buy one, and the old woman said they weren't for sale. As a matter of fact, it was a portrait of you.
Tom likes to collect things.
Like old trunks?
Old-fashioned retort.
What's a retort?
Tony, you're half girl, half child, and half wit.
Sit on it, sister.
Don't be afraid. I'm an ugly old man, but I'm harmless. It's about your daddy. They mustn't hear me. I got him fooled. I get drunk, sleep on the sidewalk like a dog, and he let me be. I ain't crazy. I know Charlie.
What about my father?
You have to kill him.
You're crazy.
You can't bury him. Don't put him in the ground. You gotta burn him. You gotta put fire to his body.
I spent the afternoon in town asking about my father. The reaction was always the same. People would only stare or shake their heads and back away.
July 6th. Our Letty called this morning. I listened to her, but couldn't let her know I was here. My voice would have terrified her. At times, I make noises which don't seem human, and my mind is letting go. I try to remember the past, my daughter, but I can't. Instead, I think of death. Always death.
What are you doing here?
You look so comfortable, I didn't want to wake you. You're very pretty when you sleep.
I'm going to take a nap. Want to come?
Later.
You can't stay here.
Just for the night. I'm willing to pay. We had a little trouble at the motel. You remember the old gentleman who was telling us the story?
Of course I do. He was mad.
Perhaps. But when they found him this afternoon, he was dead. The police came and questioned us. Needless to say, they weren't very understanding, what with me and my two traveling companions. And then suddenly, every other motel locked and shuttered its windows. You're the only other person we know.
What happened to the old man?
They found his body in the alley. He must have passed out or something. The police theorized that it must have been dogs. Well, they found his body half-eaten.
I let them stay. I never understood why. It was as if I'd come into a foreign town where I didn't speak the language and was sharing a house with people I'd have never met in my other life.
Would you like some more?
Yes, thank you. This wind is strange.
It's like the Sirocco. It blows across the Mediterranean from Africa. I was born in Portugal, in a castle.
I thought it was a villa in Spain.
My mother was a Portuguese, aristocrat. My father was rich and American. I have a castle that stands above the sea. One of our legends tells us...
Tom, what are we doing in this shitty place?
I don't know. Really, as I was saying, every race has their legends. The Romans, the Greeks, even the folk here in Point Dune had their stories. I'm interested in their story about the blood moon. What was your father doing here?
He didn't know anybody here. He could paint.
Has your father been painting long?
Laura's quite the art critic. She used to model. Photographers mostly. She specialized in exotic poses with snakes.
Oh, Tom just gets so clever when he's trying to get into somebody's pants. Listen, when you go to bed with him tonight, why don't you let him?
Laura, I am tired of having to apologize for you.
Yuck! This stuff is shitty tasting. You're not supposed to eat the fuzz.
He said he was a collector of old legends. He thought my father knew something of the legend of Point Dune. I told him my father wasn't here. He said they could wait. Are you lost?
No. I've been walking. Have you seen the fires on the beach?
No, I haven't. Good night.
There is something you could do for me.
What?
My zipper is stuck. On my vest.
I'm sure one of your traveling companions could help.
Well, they're very angry with me. They get jealous when I'm around strange women.
How awkward.
Really? So if you just... It wasn't very hard.
No. I'm sure you could have done it yourself. Good night.
You don't just unzip a man and say goodnight. You are tired, aren't you? So am I. Good night.
Going out tonight? I'm splitting. Oh. How long?
Forever.
long time. Why? Because I'm tired. I'm tired of him. I'm tired of this place. He didn't get lost, you know. He came here on purpose. And why the hell Point Doom?
Like the beach. Maybe you could learn to body surf. He's just farting around with us.
Yeah, we'll let him fart around. I'm going to San Francisco. Mickey will take me in.
Who's Mickey?
He's a drummer.
What about me?
You're just a kid. You'll be all right. He's given me too many lines.
Hey, Laura. Leave me some dope, huh?
Want to ride?
What the hell? Oh, hey, thanks.
You coming back from the waiting?
The what?
The waiting at the beach.
Uh-uh.
You like Wagner?
Oh, yeah, sure. Super. You can, let me off in town. You guys must have been, working late.
Moonlighting.
Moonlight.
Everybody was out there tonight. Even the little creatures. I found a lot of them.
A lot of what?
Beach rats. What's wrong?
Nothing. What do you do with them?
Do with them? I eat them, that's what I do with them. I've got another, if you'd like.
No, thank you. I'm just gonna get out right here.
You don't want it?
No. It's a very nice night to walk. Really. Jesus.
Hey! 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 Hey!
July 17th. I dread the nights coming on now. The fires on the beach are more numerous, and more of them are coming out at night from the town. It's more horrifying than I expected. A crazy old man told me a story today about Point Dume a century ago, and a dark stranger arriving, and the monstrous things that happened to people when he came. I thought I was going mad, but worse now. I think the hideous things I'm seeing are not imaginary.
What are you doing?
What is this bullshit? I can't get any stations in.
Laura didn't say anything else. Give a girl a pair of shoes and she walks out.
WUBI Radio 94 in Ludlow, the voice of Idaho.
Idaho. Idaho. Where are all the stations here? Why are they all out? There are no stations in this town. You can't hear anything. Can't we go, Tom? It's not that I care. It's just that I'm scared.
Of what?
I don't know.
I tried to sleep, and I fell in and out of half dreams. I remember my father saying that you're about to awaken when you dream that you're dreaming. Tom. Father? I felt like I was losing control.
Losing control. It's not nightmares any longer, but something like a sickness that's still there with the sunrise. I think my body is being taken over by some unspeakable evil that's turning me into...
Arletty? What's wrong?
I don't know. The light was on in the studio. I thought maybe I thought someone was in there.
Come on. It's all right.
There was a painting.
Come on, you've been having a bad dream. Come on, get in.
I don't know what else to do. Nobody in town knows him. I don't know where else he'd go.
Arlotti, I think you should leave here.
That's a great idea. Why don't you both leave? Then maybe I could get a little sleep.
Hello? Yes, it is. What? I don't... Where? The police said it must have been a mental problem. They had picked up my father twice in town. He was found wandering around before dawn. He never knew where he was, what he was doing in the dark streets. And then, people reported seeing him on the beach, building a huge sculpture. The tide must have collapsed it on top of him.
After this is over and we get through with some paperwork, I think you should take the young lady out of town. We're not really a tourist town, and strangers only bring problems.
July 20th. If the cities of the world were destroyed tomorrow, they would all be rebuilt to look like Point June. Entirely normal. Quiet. Silent, though, because of the shared horror in common. I know it's hiding now beneath its stucco skin.
How sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now. How is she? I remember the night my father died. He was coming home from work, drunk. His stuff
Started bleeding out of control. They found children eating raw meat. And it was like the town was festering with an open sore until the night that they...
We're never gonna leave this place, are we?
Until the night they came down out of the canyon and...
Somebody came while you were gone.
Who?
I don't know. I heard this noise at the other end of the house. It sounded like somebody crying. I looked all over, but I didn't see nobody. I'm poor.
Why don't you, go to a film,
A what?
a movie?
Oh, a show. Great. I get to take the car. Then you two can be alone together.
I sat in my father's chair. The mundane scenes around me were of Point June. They were slightly distorted and foreboding, as if they were hiding some message, just as I knew now. The town was hiding some dark fear.
July 21st. My body temperature has dropped to 85. This morning I passed blood again. It's as if the thing that's taking over my body no longer needs human blood.
Melanie, what's wrong? What's...
Tom, I didn't feel it. Why didn't I feel it, Tom?
I don't know. It's as if the thing that's taking over my body no longer needs human blood.
My father had beautiful hands. They were fine, long, almost feminine fingers. He was ashamed of them in a way. He used to laugh and say that after the revolution he'd be shot. That pale hands were the mark of a decadent life. That's how I knew. Tom, why did they lie to me? Those weren't his hands. They were coarse and large. That wasn't my father.
You sure?
Yes!
God. Tony.
only take all three of us.
Wrong.
Life isn't always milk and honey, free without care. Life isn't always fair and sunny. Life isn't always...
Has got to be paid for his tune. Not just with money.
Wait, please. You've got to help. We only live a couple blocks from here. We were watching TV when we heard them. They came crashing through the sliding glass door, making that noise, that awful noise. We tried to get the children, but they already had them in the hall. They went after them like sharks. My husband dragged me out, and we ran to some neighbors who had guns, but it didn't stop them. They kept attacking anyway. He's still there. You've got to help.
I can't.
What's wrong?
Your eye.
Too late. Starting.
I'm very sorry.
July 28th. I cut myself this morning. My finger was nearly severed. Without feeling any pain, I ripped it off at the joint. I felt nothing at all. I'm disintegrating rapidly.
I tried to warn you. I dragged one of the bodies they killed up on the beach, but you still didn't leave. There's little time left. You'll have to go. Tell people on the outside. Warn them that what happened 100 years ago is happening again.
What?
Listen. Please listen. He came 100 years ago. A hunter first saw him.
He told the hunter that he had been a minister and had come over the mountains with the Donner Party. He passed that horrible winter with them and saw men commit hideous acts. He said that he himself had eaten human flesh, but had survived because he had faith. Faith in a new master. The hunter didn't understand when the dark stranger said he was spreading this new religion. When they found the hunter, he looked as if he'd been attacked by some kind of animal, half-eaten. As he was dying, he told them of the dark stranger. And they assumed he was delirious. When he went into a fit, biting at them like a rabid dog, they shot him.
The dark stranger watched the chaos. And he walked into the sea and said he would return 100 years later to a world tired and disillusioned. A world looking back to old gods and old dark ways. Our world. You've got to go now. Most of this town is infected. It's got to be destroyed before the moon turns blood red. And he returns to lead them up the coast and inland into the cities.
We can both go.
They took me, and they did this to me.
We'll go home.
I can't. I already tasted human flesh.
You gotta kill him. If you love your daddy, you will kill him.
Can't bury him. Don't put him in the ground. Gotta burn him. Put fire to his body.
Arletty? 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 Arletty?
Why didn't you leave?
I came back here to get you.
Tom, it's too late.
I saw them in town. They're traveling in packs like wolves. I think the whole town. I was dreaming. We were in a forest, and it was snowing. The trees were wet, and you were looking up. And I asked you what you were thinking. You said you were thinking about all the people who were born and died. While the trees went on living. Then we came to a village and we spent the night in a wood room. The next day it was so cold. We stayed in bed to keep warm.
out.
We thought we must have made it out of the town. And then we saw the first one. They were coming down to the beach as they did every night, to stare at the ocean and wait. We could go no further. They were all around, watching us, staring at us, as if we were trapped animals, caught, already bleeding, yet still struggling hopelessly. We hoped to make it to one of the small boats on the horizon, and then we would drift out and head for safety down the coast. He was having trouble with his arm. I had hurt him, and now I couldn't help him. Boats didn't seem any nearer. And the last thing I saw was the setting sun. They hadn't let me drown. They had pulled me from the water. They had prevented my last escape. That night, most of the town was on the beach. They built their fires, not for warmth, but as beacons to be seen from the black ocean. They dressed me in an old gown. I was to be offered, and following their prophecy, the moon turned blood red, and the dark stranger returned. He let me go with a story that condemned me, knowing that they wouldn't listen. He was right. I made it back, and they put me here.
He told them of the dark stranger, and they assumed he was delirious. When he went into a fit, fighting like a rabid dog, they shot him.
Like
the night the moon turned blood red,
the moon got up there.
horrible, pale creatures
Close
who were no
people were
longer
being
human,
jerked to what hell.
crashed into farmhouses and gorged themselves.
Could do horrible things.
For an
Animals, folks with ships on the streets 100 years ago.
out with the others. We sit in the sun and wait. We sleep. And we dream. Each of us dying slowly in the prison of our minds. And at night, I roam the empty halls, listening to their whispering. I try to find someone who can hear me, because I have to warn them that back there in that small town on the coast, they're growing in number and moving out into the rest of the world, spreading their sickness. And in order to live, they'll take you one by one, and no one will hear you scream. No one will hear you scream!
Alright, kids, that was Messiah of Evil, but don't worry, the next episodes are gonna be fucking awesome. I'm just a little excited to be back, so I'm going really fast. But that's all for tonight. Always listen to the Barnyard Stompers, never drop acid alone, and always watch Hack's Horror Show.